What's going on, my lovely Libra? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to your collective Libra message. I definitely hope that you are feeling absolutely amazing at this time. And if not, I am sending you all the good energy and the positive vibes that you may need. Today, we're going to get into a general message for you all. Pretty much what you need to be aware of when it comes to the energies that may be surrounding you at this time. Your Libra messages are dropped on Thursdays, every Thursday, and then you come right back on Friday to get your elemental messages with the other air signs. Okay? If those are things that you are wanting to keep up with, do make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Please and thank you in advance. And if you feel like you need more assistance, guidance, or support with your personal energy, shadow work, overcoming certain things, make sure that you click the link in the description and check out the services that I offer, okay? All right, now with that being said, let us get into your energy. All thanks and praise to the Most High. You know their hearts and you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive this message at hand with an open mind and an open heart? I ask that you give me the words to articulate this message as best as possible, as well as clear anything standing in the way of their clarification, confirmation, transformation, and healing at this time. Ashe, thank you. Spirit, what else do you want us to address at this moment in time? Can you give us the cards that we need in order for us to be able to receive this message in the way that you intend it to be received? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. All right, Libra. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll go back into this deck if Spirit guides us to. Well, we're going to go back into that deck because we're already guided to, and then we'll see where Spirit leads us after that. But we do have two more decks that we're going to tap into as well. So first up, you have the Eight of Disc in reverse, right? So I really feel like you've not been really, investing your time, your energy, your money, and things of that nature into things that are going to bear you more fruit. So you have to pay attention to that. Like, pay attention to that energy. I understand, I get it, right? There are things that we want right now in this moment. But if the funds or if the energy and things of that nature are not in alignment with you putting out to receive that, if I'm saying that right, then hold off, basically, right? There are more important things that you need to be addressing, that you need to be putting your time, your money, your time, your money, and your energy into, to like build yourself up, right? And not from the outside, but I'm talking about from the inside, especially with this Lover's card showing up in reverse, okay? It's like, you are a reflection of what you're seeing outside of yourself, past, present, and or future. Now it's time for you to start recognizing, okay, what am I putting my energy into? Am I getting a return on my investment? And I'm not just talking about, like, I guess, validation or compliments from those external forces. You can want something, then you go buy something and you feel good that you bought it, but then that feeling of feeling good doesn't necessarily last as long as you expected it to, in a sense, right? So most definitely, like, pay attention to that type of energy. You all about balance, right? So you can balance certain things out. You can invest in yourself and get some of the things that you desire to have. You just have to choose wisely and make sure that you are making logical decisions opposed to emotional decisions. And even going into that statement, you also have the Eight of Cups that shows up, which then talks about, emotionally detaching from expected outcomes, from things, from people, from situations and circumstances. It's just like, if it's dragging you or pulling you emotionally, yes, do pay attention to it, right? I definitely want you to pay attention to it. I don't want you to dismiss it. I actually want you to recognize why the emotion is showing up. It's showing you something that you need to recognize and realize about yourself, right? It's helping you tap into a greater sense of awareness when it comes down to you. So again, pay attention to what you're putting your time, your energy, your money flow and things like that into. And be honest with yourself. Like, is this giving me a return on my investment? Is this reciprocating the energy? Like, is it like, be honest with yourself, right? Like, you really want to be honest with yourself. And then with the Five of Wands showing up, and it's like, stop fighting against yourself. If you have to go back and forth with yourself on what you should do or what you're supposed to do, like, you already be knowing. It's just that spiritual side of you and then that worldly aspect or that worldly side of you, they're kind of like tussling with each other. And I get it, right? It happens to the best of us. But you are like tussling with yourself on what you should or shouldn't do. And I want you to follow your heart in a sense. And you got to look beyond where the mind may be leading you to, right? Because your emotions, people call them, I ain't gonna say we all, but I've noticed a lot of people call it your internal GPS. So it kind of guides you in the direction that you need to go in, right? Again, you don't want to think about like so much of the instant gratification. You want to think like long term. You want to think like, what actions do I need to take now? What actions do I need to put in place now in order for me to accomplish whatever I see myself accomplishing? Because again, right now in this moment, you might not want to do it, but it's definitely something that needs to be done, because it's going to get you closer into, where you see yourself being and or where you desire to be, okay? So I definitely want you to start like paying more attention to yourself and things of that nature. The chariot. The chariot comes out, and it also comes out in reverse. So this is clearly like, you're doing things in a way that you've possibly seen them done before, because that's what like you've seen somebody stretching their money or doing certain things, and now you've kind of fell into those similar habits. You fell into similar habits. I definitely was finna say the same, but they're just similar, right? And it's giving like you have the choice to really, or chance, you have the chance to make the choice that you actually want to make, so that you can position yourself to be able to live more freely, to be able to, experience the things that you actually want to experience. No shade. Then the Tower comes up and the Ten of Swords. Again, because you're holding on to those past moments and situations. So if it's not working for you, you have to decide at some point, like, all right, you know what? This ain't working. Like, shit keep on falling apart. I keep on doing what I think I'm supposed to do, and I keep on ending up in a similar situation. Again, it's really just saying because you're deciding to hold on to those past things, right? That traditionalism, which is causing, a breakdown or a disruption. Let's call it a disruption, right? It's causing some type of a disruption where you feel like you're being knocked down, but all in all, you're being knocked down so that you can see everything from a different perspective or a different point of view. Again, holding on to those thoughts of the past, it's not assist, like it's not helping. It's showing you what you need to recognize, right? But it's not getting you from out of what you constantly keep on repositioning yourself into, if that makes sense. Okay? Spirit, is there anything else that we need out of this deck for this part of the reading? Again, see, I know. I already know. I'm already knowing. Okay, the Knight of Discs also comes out. Again, this is you like looking in the direction, you knowing which way you want to go. You can see it, but you're not necessarily doing what you need to do in the physical aspect of your life in order to position you there, in order for you to move forward, in order for you to get into that space that you actually desire to be in. You gotta be willing to make a move, babe. Like, you gotta be willing to make the move. Spirit, is there anything else that we need in this deck? We'll do 2 more shuffles out of this deck before we move on to the other one, if anything doesn't come out. Thank you. So again, you know how they say like faith without works is dead. So you gotta really, I guess, reevaluate, where you stand in this very moment, what you've been doing, who are you operating like, you know, maybe you can look back and like, you know, my aunties or my mama or my friends or whomever was operating like this and shit. Let me look at how they life going. They still operating how I'm operating. I don't want to be in this position forever because I see something different for myself. So if you see something different for yourself, then it's up to you to start implementing, you know, the necessary action. They're telling me right now, and I'm glad that they have me look up the definition of failure, but maybe you should look up, or maybe you could look up the definition of failure. And I used Google when I did it, right? In the second definition, it says the omission of necessary or required action, right? So if you're not putting in the necessary work, if you're not putting in the necessary or required action, then of course that will show up as a sense of failure. And people always talk about how they're afraid of failure, but not recognizing they're already operating in the energy of it by not doing the things that they know they're supposed to do. Right? And if you feel like you don't know how, you know, ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be so caught up in what other people may think or whatever the case may be. Even when you see somebody doing something that you know you want to do, it's okay to ask them, because those people who are, I guess you can, like, who are high vibrational, they're not going to take it as, oh, like, they coming from my position or they copying me, da, da, da. They know how much work. They appreciate somebody to acknowledge the work that they've done. Like, oh shit, they noticed that I'm on my shit, obviously. Let me go ahead and get in the game, and I'm gonna trust that it's gonna work for them if they implement, you know, the things that we discussed, type of thing. So you have the impartiality card that comes out. So that's talking about being fair to yourself. That literally goes back into me saying, like, not thinking that you have to do it alone. Finding new people to surround yourself and associate with that can assist you and add value to your life. Give you some type of resources for you to be able to tap into and things of that nature. Spirit, is there anything else that we need out of this deck? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep. See? So there is something that you're definitely supposed to be doing. Maybe society is just like, you know, making you perceive it in a way that doesn't seem like that's really what you're supposed to be doing. This is why I'm saying, like, you have to follow your heart. I really want you to start tapping in with self and follow your heart and recognize and realize, look, how spirit is expanding you, okay? This card says expansion. So again, surrounding yourself with new people who actually add value to what you have going on, where you're going, and things of that nature, and not feeling, you know, some type of way about it. Also, you know, recognize and realize that and accept the fact that everything happens exactly how it's supposed to. So in some situations, you can very much so be thinking like, oh, people acting funny, or this ain't going right, da 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 da. And in all honesty, it is. Like, everything is truly happening exactly how it's supposed to. And I know people probably get tired of hearing that, but it's the truth. It's all about perception and how you choose to perceive things. Recognize that there's always something good, decent, you know, things that you can be grateful for, show appreciation towards, that's happening. Of course, it probably don't look like that on the surface and you feel like, you know, the world's against you or things are not happening in your favor, but they are. Like, they are. They really are. Spirit, is there anything else that we need out of this deck? We'll do 2 more before we go into the last deck to close out. Keep going. Keep going, okay? There's, like, when you get to that point where you're ready to throw the towel in, okay, like, no. You've come so far. You've come so far. And it's not saying, like, you know, constantly keep on putting your energy into things that are not working for you. It's saying keep on pushing forward and understanding, accepting yourself, accepting your situation and things like that, because there is something greater ahead. Again, you can feel like on the surface, like, this is not working out. But if you push forward just a little while longer, you will see exactly why everything had to play out the exact way that it did. Okay? This is the last one. If nothing comes out, then we'll move on to the next deck and get ready to close out. Yeah, you really, like, follow your heart. Oh, wait, I never seen this one come out. They like, hold up, check yourself. Instinct. So intuition, right? Pay attention again to those feelings because they're guiding you into a place, right? This is why being tapped in is so amazing, because you wouldn't have to necessarily question yourself as much as you do, because you'll already be aware of which feelings are leading you and guiding you into what area, which way they're directing you to maneuver. Okay? Okay. I didn't see that. My bad, y'all. My bad. My fault. All thanks and praise to the Most High. And they went all the way over there too, y'all. It's a few of them. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. So the first one, and I'm going to do all of them because they all flew out and flew over there. Okay. The first one says, I overcome my fears by confronting them. It says, scared is what you're feeling. Brave is what you're doing. Right? So you can definitely be scared of something and still move forward because you're being brave in it. This is you having faith, you trusting, your process and how things are going to play out. Practice helps me attain greatness. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeeded. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeeded. Okay? I will always find ways to get back on track and reach my destination. We can do anything we want if we stick to it long enough. That goes to that perseverance card. All three of these cards then pretty much aligns with or gave confirmation to things that we've already addressed. I let go of all expectations and hold on to appreciation, right? Never let the things you want make you forget the things you have. Okay? So with that being said, I definitely hope that you were able to take something from this message. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Messages are always healing and informative messages that you can use at some time along your spiritual journey, whether it's for you or somebody else. So please do tap in. I appreciate you in advance. Yeah, be here to check out y'all elemental messages on Friday, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.